Welcome to Lucca. We just made it here. We're going to be spending the next few nights here, but I'm going to be showing you guys how you can spend 24 hours in Lucca and explore everything there is to see.
If you are staying in Lucca, I recommend staying in the Old Town. If you are arriving by train, the train station is just outside of the Old Town, a 5-minute walk away.
So we're gonna head out right now. We're gonna pick up some pastries for breakfast, and then I think we're gonna walk around, go do the walk around the city walls and just explore.
I do recommend trying a pistachio croissant while in Italy, and these ones were phenomenal. After breakfast, we can start exploring at the Porta San Pietro. This is one of the main entrances into the walled Old Town, and we are going to start our walk around the city walls from here.
And we're gonna see how long it takes. It said it should be an hour. We just started at 10:30. I'll let you know what time we finish. And here is the Canal of Lucca.
While it's not exactly a canal, the shallow stream can be found alongside the interior of the city walls.
The walk is absolutely beautiful. It's really relaxing and calm. There's people like walking, running, biking. Stopped on a bench just to take in the views. Highly recommend. Just finished the loop of the wall. It took us 2 hours in total, but we did go back to our apartment to go to the bathroom, get some water, and then we did stop at a bench and just people watched for a little bit. So I would say like an hour to an hour and a half is probably a realistic estimate, especially if you stop to take pictures and take in the scenery. We finished the walls and now we are, if it'll focus, now we're walking to a casual lunch spot.
On the way to lunch, you may happen to pass by some of the sights of Lucca, including the Duomo di San Martino, and there were still some fixtures from a recent comics and games convention set up.
It's during the day on a weekday and a Wednesday, and it's pretty quiet, so if you want to be a little bit quieter, I'd recommend walking around before noon. A lot less people than in the evenings.
We found this lovely spot with homemade pasta that was located in a very cute piazza. After lunch, we headed to the Gionigi Tower to take in some views of the city from above. But this would also be a lovely experience to do at sunset. Just make sure to check the working hours.
We just got our tickets for the tour Gionigi, I think, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. 5 euros each and 28 flights, so we got a little bit of a climb. Only up a few flights and the views are already pretty nice.
We're in the final stretch of the climb, just before the last set of stairs.
There's a tiny portion where the stairs do get really tight, but before that they're fairly large, regular staircase.
The tower is 45 meters tall with a total of 233 steps, and it's famous for its hanging garden of oaks at the top.
We made it to the top. It wasn't that bad of a climb. Dylan said 28 flights. I do not think it was 28. I don't know where you read that or if you made it up. It seemed like less, so definitely very doable. Just a little skinny for the second to last part. But it is beautiful. There is the trees growing on top of the tower, which is really cool. And then the trees. And then I think the views speak for themselves. It's like 360 views, so you can see the entire town of Lucca and then the mountains in the backdrop. It is amazing, worth the $5 for sure, and not too busy. Like there's only one group up here with us.
After the tower, in the afternoon, we continued walking around the old town, taking in some of the sights and getting lost among the streets of Lucca. The Duomo di San Martino is the church of Lucca and one of the most famous in town. But a reminder that you might not always get the views you expected because there was huge tents set up from recent events obstructing views and taking up much of the square. After you've gotten your steps in, it's the perfect time to stop and grab a gelato. If you have time for it, I also recommend visiting the Palazzo Fanner, a palace with beautiful gardens. Unfortunately, during our stay, it was closed for some reconstruction.
After our gelato, we just headed back up to the walls of the city, and we're gonna watch the sunset and just enjoy some time outside before it gets dark. One thing about Lucca to note is that when you're walking through the streets of the old town, no matter how narrow and tight you think a street is, just be aware of your surroundings, because there is always cars, like little mini semi-trucks, motorbikes, bikes going down in every which way directions, and sometimes they're two ways. So just don't be fooled by how narrow the street may look. There will be automobile traffic.
Before dinner, we continued walking around a little bit more. For dinner, there are many great spots in Lucca. I recommend Ristorante al Olivo for a more formal dining experience, but if you're in the mood for something more casual, Pizzeria Sud is amazing. After dinner, you can continue walking around town or enjoy a glass of wine back at your Airbnb. And that concludes a wonderful day in Lucca.